Okupe escapes prison, pays 13 million naira conviction fine. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. Director General P2B Campaign Organization Doyin Okupe on Monday evening paid 13 million naira for the 52-year jail term backed for 240 million naira money laundering offense. Recall that Justice Ijoma Ojukwu in a judgment had found Okupe guilty in 26 acts of the 59 counts preferred against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Justice Ojukwu had ordered that the 26 counts, which attracted a 2-year jail term each, would run concurrently, meaning the convict would spend only 2 years in prison. The judge, however, gave an option of 500,000 in each of the counts, amounting to 13 million naira, which must be paid before 4:30 p.m. the close of work today. She ordered that if Okupe failed to meet the option of fine within the time frame, he should be taken to Kuje Correctional Center to serve his prison term. However, a check at the court at about 6 p.m. showed that Okupe, who is the Director General of the Presidential Campaign Council (PCC) of the Labour Party LP presidential candidate, Mr. P2B, had paid the money. The wife and son of Okupe had earlier pleaded for leniency after he was convicted. Mrs. Omolala and Mr. Abdesukomi Okupe, while testifying to the convict's good character, begged the court to temper justice with mercy. Omolala described her husband as a good man. I got married to him on the 1st of May 1991. My husband is a very good person. He has been a role model to myself and He has been a role model to myself and children with sound Christian virtues. I've never found him in any allegation of this before. I would like to appeal to the court for leniency. My husband has dedicated his life to serve the nation and is not here today because he is found guilty of offense, but I ask because of his mistake. He asked the court to consider his health and age, which is 70 years. He has run his family effectively, my lord, she said. Also, Adesukami said, I have known him for 31 years. He is a man of honesty and integrity with good character. I have the privilege of being mentored by him throughout my lifetime. He had impacted in me high value of perseverance and hard work, that greatness comes by following God, unbending faith and diligence. This, among other, is what I have learnt about Okupe. He appealed to the court to be lenient. Besides, the former governor of Anambra State, Chief Chukwuemeka Ezefe, and former National Orientation Secretary, NOA, Dr. E.D. Farouk, has also urged the court to temper justice with mercy in Okupe's sentencing. The judge had earlier stood down proceedings for Okupe to exercise his right under the Section 310 of the Administration of the Criminal Justice Act, ACJA, to call witnesses to testify about his character before the court would proceed to pronounce sentence on the convict. The court, presided by Justice Ojukwu, had convicted Okupe for breaching the Money Laundering Act. The judge held that Okupe was found guilty of contravening Section 16(1) and 2 of the Money Laundering Act for accepting cash payment without going through financial institution in excess of the free use allowed under the Act. Okupe was said to have received 240 million naira in cash from the office of the former National Secretary Advisor NSA, Colonel Sambo Dasuki, retired. Now, the million-dollar question is... that, is where they said he paid. I was going to start asking questions, so I also read it. I was really going to start asking questions. Okay, Ojukwu, you should have feared this man, knowing that Buhari has only jailed non-Northern Muslims throughout his reign. And the previous account general, under a reasonable and non-biased government, should spend decades behind bars. But at least what happened? My own is, you see, even Doyin Okupe's issue, till now, I cannot point to what, Doyin Okupe did. I cannot say this is the reason why he is being, charged to court. I cannot point it. Okay. What about the 240 million? He should return the money to the government. Which government? The thing is, till now, we have not been told what he used the money for. Okay. Honestly, I'm just a consistent with this kind of man, this kind of judgment. Someone collected 240 million and nowhere in the judgment where its assets are being seized to the tune of that amount, only to be jailed for 2 years concurrently for 26 convicted offenses with fine of just 13 million naira. I don't think justice is done in this case to serve as deterrent to others. All right. And what happens to the former NSA that approved and gave us such huge cash without following due process? Okay. Mrs. Doyin Okupe should keep quiet. Your husband is a thief. Come on now. Tell your husband to return the remaining 240 million. If not, you and your husband and your children will never know peace. The thing is, up till now, they are not telling us this is what she do. This is what she used the money for. Not at all. Not at all. Just look at the way his wife turns into a preacher. Who asks you all those lies? Very wicked people that capitalize on the nation's wealth. You are not even ashamed to be saying all this. I don't understand. A conviction is a conviction, but the offense for which the conviction was made, handling large sums of money without passing through a financial constitution, is an everyday affair. We know almost any person in position for such handling such sums freely do so. Even the withdrawal limit being introduced now has always been in our law, but even the CBN and the commercial bank violate it on continuous basis. If a conviction, why is the punishment so little? 500,000 is too little an amount for a fine for a conviction and the amount involved. Does this fine represent that all that a man would be required to pay for taking such a huge amount from governments? Perhaps former accountant general will be required to pay 500,000 for a fraud of 80 trillion naira. This might attract people to look for government money to hold on to, be convicted, and to pay similar fines. So people are faulting it that no, he would have paid without, removing, he would have paid. He would have. All right, and it's true what this person is saying here. The same thing Mr. P2B came out. Mr. P2B came out to say, Mr. P2B came out, and what he said was that, the conviction of Doyin Okupe is not in any way stopping him or keeping him from contesting, but that there's something he mentioned. He mentioned something about the rule of law. He believes in the rule of law. That means if you commit a crime, you face it, you carry the consequences of a crime you commit. And that's on it. So if you commit a crime, you carry the consequences of it. Alright, so this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest